Hello, and welcome to another session of the eDOCS training series. My name is John Schultz, and today I'll be showing you basic searching, part of our Mastering eDOCS search series, in which we walk through the ins and outs of searching for documents in an eDOCS environment. In upcoming chapters, we will train in the use of wildcards and operators. We'll get familiar with searching by date, and we'll learn how to get the most out of quick searches. But in this first chapter, we're going to cover the basics of searching for documents in eDOCS. This tutorial is designed for beginners who are familiar with eDOCS to some extent, but are looking to learn about searching and extensions. Let's take a look at what we're going to cover. First, we'll discuss metadata and how that helps in a search. Next, we'll go over profile searches, the searches that comb through the metadata in the document profiles. And finally, we'll take a look at content searches, also known as full-text searches, which sift through the content of the documents using the eDOCS indexer. Ready? Excellent. Let's begin. What's a profile search? What's a content search? What's the difference? All good questions, and all in good time. But let's start with the most basic pieces of information in eDOCS, metadata. Metadata means data about data, and in our case it means information about the documents. Each document is saved into an eDOCS library with metadata attached to it. The metadata in the profile can include the document name, the author, the date and time when the document was created and last edited, any classifications or categories it belongs to. The possibilities are endless. Think of labels on jars and cans in a pantry or cupboard. If I had a pantry full of food in cans and jars, that would be perfectly fine, unless I couldn't figure out which cans have which soup in them. And perhaps beyond just sorting them by name, I'd also want to keep the soups together in one area, the vegetables in another, sauces in yet another, and so on. The labels on each can and jar don't just tell me what's inside, they also provide me more information about the food inside. This is metadata. Now, I don't have a system in my pantry that makes it easy for me to get a list of every single item with mushrooms in it, or every item that's low in sodium, or even every item with mushrooms that is also low in sodium. But eDOCS does have something like that. It's called profile search. Imagine you want documents written by a certain author, or documents from June 1986, or documents marked as confidential, or maybe some combination of these. In the profile search form, each field corresponds to fields on each document's profile. By entering the information in the search form, I'm asking for something from that specific field in document profiles. The profile search fields aren't case sensitive, so don't worry about capitalization. If I know the author of certain documents I want to see is A. Hamilton, I type that in the author field, then initiate the search. What gets returned is everything marked with A. Hamilton as the author. If I don't know the exact username, I can click the lookup button, this ellipsis, next to the field, and a lookup window provides a list of items to choose from. Many of the fields on a profile search form have these lookups, like document type, client, or matter. I can either type in the value, or use the lookup to choose it. To perform a profile search, first select Search, then search ... If you have multiple profile forms, the Select Search Form dialog appears. Select the appropriate profile form and click OK. Enter information you know about the document into the appropriate fields. To return a more specific list of documents, enter as much information as you can about a document. Click OK. A list of documents meeting all of the criteria you provided is displayed in the list view. Note, if you do not enter any search criteria, a list of everything in the selected library is returned. This can take a long time and is not advisable. The fewer the details you provide, the larger the list of possible returns, and the longer the overall process. But perhaps I don't just want documents by a particular author. I also want documents of a particular doc type. To do this, simply follow the same steps to search, but fill out more than one profile field. The items returned will be those that meet all the criteria you provided. Now you give it a try. If you'd like, you can pause the video and test out searching for documents based on different criteria. But if you're ready to proceed, let's move on to content searching. Content searching is a lot like searching for items on the web. Just tell it the word or phrase you want, and eDOCS will bring back those items that contain the word or phrase you submitted. But in the profile form, we use a specific field, just for this function, separate from the metadata fields. For example, I know I'm looking for a document, but I can't remember the author or the client or any other metadata. Instead, I'm sure it has the phrase, "But the sun comes up and the world still spins." With content searching, I'm searching the text of all documents, looking for specific words or phrases. To perform a full-text search, open the search form and then click in the Search For field. Enter your full-text search criteria such as a word or phrase. If you want the phrase exactly, place it in double quotes. Click OK. The results that show are the documents with the full-text word or phrase in the contents. Keep in mind, some words cannot be searched for by themselves because they are too common. Don't expect to return every document with the words is or the. The eDOCS server doesn't let you search on very common words like this because that would bring back far too many documents, which would make the search less useful. So we're familiar now with profile searching and content searching, but can we combine these into an even more powerful search? Glad you asked. The answer is yes, of course. Using profile and content search capabilities in a single search is commonly referred to as a hybrid search. Let's try this out. For example, let's choose an author, a document type, and the phrase 3 fundamental truths. This will look through all of the documents with that phrase in the content, then find which of those documents have that particular author and that particular document type assigned. Test it out with any metadata you choose and a word or phrase in the full-text search field. You'll see that combining both profile and content searching gives you more ability to find what you're looking for in eDOCS. This has been Basic Searching, part of our Mastering eDOCS search series. For further information, we encourage you to review the documentation. And if you'd like to learn more about searching, continue on to Part 2, Intermediate Searching. Visit our YouTube channel to keep up with all videos in the eDOCS training series. Did you like this video? Do you want to see more like it? Do you have ideas for other videos? Join the discussion on the eDOCS DM forum in the Open Text Knowledge Center. Feel free to contact support if you need any further assistance. We'd be happy to help. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. We hope you found it useful and that you'll be back for more in the eDOCS training series.